Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I'm so glad you are here. Glad that you have received this and you've chosen to plug in and to show up for yourself and to choose a different way and choose a different path and really just strengthen your belief, really your connection to the power and the abundance that is already around you, but sometimes maybe you don't feel as connected to as you know you can. So I had a really great evening and I fell asleep and I listened to a really beautiful meditation, and I just woke up today, and today is Christmas when this is recorded. And I just asked myself, I was like, because last night I had this idea. I was like, okay, I want to do a holiday video bundle or a holiday video. And I was like, okay, what do I want it to be on? And I had a couple of ideas, but it just didn't feel right. And I woke up this morning and I was like, okay, what do I want to give people for Christmas? Or what do I want to give people for the holidays? And then I thought to myself, well, what is it that I need to teach? And whenever I ask myself that, the next question is always, well, what is it that I need to learn, right? And so I was like, all right, this is going to be easy. And if you read the intro to the ad, or this training is going to be about how to get in alignment when you don't have proof, right? That could look a little different depending what it is that you're working on. You really can apply it to anything in your life whatsoever. So what I'm going to be covering in this training is my practice for my 3-step practice for, I don't want to call it how to overcome procrastinating, but how to stop blocking yourself. And I hate that word block because I feel like it's such a buzzword right now and has been for like the last 5-10 years, but more so like, how do you allow yourself to feel good when you don't have anything going for you, or when you don't have proof, or when it's been your goal for so long and it still hasn't shown up, or you're still not even that much closer, which are just things that you tell yourself, right? Which usually that part isn't true about it. So a little bit about me is I hate goals. I think they're disgusting. The word goals makes me gag. I'm not good at setting goals and reaching them. A lot of people throughout the years that I've helped and that I've coached and that I've worked with have asked me how I stay motivated, right? And I wouldn't ever say that anytime my answer has ever been, well, I just set goals and I'm so deeply connected into what I want to achieve that I find the motivation within and it's just my deep desire, so it just happens. It is that, but a lot of the times it's more of like this very loose, like, state of being that I want to let myself get into, and I just kind of stop being so hard on myself, right? So last night I was feeling this pressure, and you probably know this pressure. It's also known as stress, and anytime that I feel that, I know immediately that I'm being too hard on myself, or that I'm putting too much pressure on myself. And anytime that I'm in that place or that space, I know that I can't manifest or attract things to me. I can't get in sync with the energy that's going to allow it to come with me, right? It's completely blocking it. It's the opposite. So if I focus on those feelings, if I focused on the stress feeling and the being too hard on myself, whether I'm subconsciously or knowing or have awareness to it or not, to me doing that, I'm blocking it, right? It's going to take a really long time. It's not going to get to me. And yeah, so I'm going to teach you my 3-step process on how to overcome you not allowing it to yourself, whatever it is. I'm also going to talk about how you speak about it a little bit in the language that you use when you're talking to other people, and how it's okay to set boundaries with people and not share your desires with certain people. And then also really just going to summarize and wrap up exactly what this whole manifesting thing is and how it can relate to your business, your income goals, your body goals, and how you can feel good now. And one time I heard to market to people what you think that they think they need, but when they buy from you, actually give them what they actually need. And so that's what I'm going to do to you. So it might be a little bit of a twist. And the last thing that I'm going to summarize, I had a lot of resistance around personally. Okay, I had to just check and make sure that everything was recording fine and everything is working out just fine. So let's see, where did I leave off at? Okay, so let's get into it. Let's say, well, we all know that the number one reason you're here is because you haven't gotten what you wanted yet. Maybe you've set a goal. Maybe it has to do with your weight. Maybe you're in business and you don't see the success yet, blah, 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 blah. And we always, or maybe you want a new car, or you want to reach a certain amount of income and it hasn't happened yet, right? So there's a couple of things with this. The people around you who are getting these things, it's starting to make you feel like, what the fuck? Like, why isn't this happening for me? I know what I want. I know my desires. I'm totally jiving with my desires. I am allowing myself to want what I want. I'm crystal clear on what it is that I want. I journal about it. I have a vision board. I look at my vision board every day. You do all of those things. And maybe you're even the kind of person like I was, where I was very good at having to do something in a crunch and then making sure the money for whatever I was doing inevitably showed up for me. And what happened in that process was very interesting, and I didn't know it until looking back on it now. But it's every time that would happen and the money would be in my account, that would trigger a thought of, oh, look, you are good enough. Oh, look, you are successful. And I'm going to say something that I know when I first heard this really scared me, and scared me in a way where I was like, I don't know if that can be true. I hear people say it all the time, and I didn't really get what that looked like. And that's what I'm going to explain to you. What I've found is I'm going to explain it in a way that hopefully will make more sense to you if you've heard it before, but you weren't at a place where you could hear it. So I'm going to explain how I heard it and how all of this shit started to make sense for me, right? So yeah, it was really good about, I guess you could say, living paycheck to paycheck, but as an entrepreneur, it's like, it wasn't paycheck to paycheck. It was like bonus to bonus, or like the next client to the next client, or how else could you say it? Yeah, like I just knew what I had to do, and so I just like hustled and did the work. And a lot of times I didn't like, well, the reason I got to where I am now is because I came to a point in my business where I was like, I don't want to live in my inbox anymore. Like, I don't want to have to work that hard to do that. And I had this feeling like, I was like, I don't think it's supposed to be like this. I don't think I'm running my business in a way that has longevity, that I'm going to be able to keep up with without getting burnt out. And I hear all of these other people talking about how it's just easy and how they can get there without doing anything, and how they can just feel good. And I'm not telling you to quit your job or to just like, it's going to be okay if you don't do shit. But I want you to entertain that idea for a little bit, not the quitting your job part, but the not doing shit and allowing things to come into your life. So here's the point. So first, let's get into the 3-step process of overcoming disallowing yourself, right? So the 3-step process would be, let's think about one of your desires right now. So is it the Range Rover? Is it traveling the world? What's like the next thing that you want to do in the next couple of years that would completely cause you to thrive, that you already know that you want? You've been writing it down. It's on your vision board. You've shared it with your mentor. You've shared it with a coach. You've shared it with some friends who you can talk to like this and who have the same kind of energy around life as you. And maybe you know how you're going to get there. Like, maybe you have a couple different businesses, or I don't know. The how doesn't really matter, right? You just know you're going to get there, and you can stay in that space, but you don't stay in it very long. And a lot of the times we get out of this space when our reality shows us it's not happening. And we interpret that as proof or as fact and as evidence, when in fact it's not, right? It's not, but you still don't know how to reframe it. So here's my 3-step process. For example, let's say you want to travel around the world and work remotely and have a business that pays you where you don't have to worry, and you have money coming in constantly, right? The dream, the millennial dream. And you have negative let's just say $76 in your bank account. And it's been negative for a few, like maybe a week or so. So before that, maybe you were receiving payments. Maybe you had a few $1,000s that came in, $800, whatever it is, whatever money, whatever level you were playing at. It really doesn't matter. And the thing about this that I'm teaching you right now is that this could be for anyone. This could be for like the wealthy woman who, if you're making $20,000 right now in your business and you want to make $35,000 and you've been trying for months, like that $20,000 might start to seem like it's not enough, like it's not good enough. Another example, and I'm getting off topic a little bit, is like I was cooking today, and while I was cooking, I was like, oh, I wish that because I've experienced so many, this is so like first world problems, but it could be for anyone. I was like, oh, I wish I, had some food right now because everything's closed because it's Christmas, that was lower in carbs, and it was more vegetable based than it was, and I only had one egg, and I was just like upset that I didn't have more protein because I just got finished at the gym. And then I stopped for a second because I had just like practiced everything I'm teaching you right now about the whole allowing thing, and I was like, wait a sec, like the feeling that I want from having a private chef or a low carb meal from a co-op or a locally sourced place, that feeling I can step into right now and be like, oh my gosh, I get to eat today, right? I get to eat today. And it's not just gratitude. Like gratitude is just the basic part of it, right? That's just the foundation. And it's very important. But I'm talking about taking it a step farther from having gratitude in your life and actually manifesting a lot of fucking shit in your life, right? So that kind of chucked me a little bit. And so anyway, back to the 3-step process. So we have your dream goal, right? To travel around the world remotely. So what I want you to do is close your eyes and visualize an image of you doing that. Maybe you're walking onto an airplane, a flight. Maybe you have your Louis Vuitton bag with your MacBook in it, your rose gold MacBook. Your nails are done. You got your claws on, whatever it is. You're in first class. You whip out your MacBook to send out an email to your clients. Life feels good. You've got your lemon water or whatever it is you're drinking. Maybe you buy a drink on the flight. You board the plane first. You're going, who knows where you're going. Let's just pretend like you are going to one of your favorite cities, and you have booked yourself a 5-star hotel just to hang out, just to chill at. You'll probably do some shopping like you always do whenever you're in a new city. You'll probably get some really cute pieces that are expensive, and you don't have a lot of them because you just stepped into this new place of earning what you've been desiring. And okay, so you get the picture, right? So you have the image, whatever it is, I want you to see it in front of you. And then what I want you to put in front of that image, what you despise or what you really dislike doing. And maybe it's spending time writing emails. Maybe it's working out, but to be a successful entrepreneur, it's like you have to be physically fit. And that could be like hiking or drinking water. Like it doesn't have to be working out. Just like that one thing, like maybe it's doing your taxes, or maybe it's hiring an assistant. Maybe it's finding the money to hire an assistant because or maybe it's just finding enough money coming up with the money to invest in a coach who once you do would get you farther along and would help you. So put that image in front of the desired image. And the image that you put in front of it, I want it to be like a still shot. So it's an image of you doing the thing you don't want to do. It's like a still shot. So you put it in front of it. And then what I want you to do is poke a pinhole through the middle of the image and open it up and have this image lighten a little bit so you can see what's behind it. And in the pinhole, the image behind it, your desire, gets brighter and brighter and brighter just through the pinhole. And if you need help seeing it, go ahead and open up the pinhole just a little bit wider. All right. And so now what I want you to do is take a step back a little bit, look through the pinhole, lighten the image up even more. The thing you don't want to do, lighten it up even more. Maybe it's investing in your coach. Lighten it up, lighten it up, lighten it up until you can still see it, but you see that yourself working on your laptop, right? So that's the first step, is visualizing that. And then the second step, noticing how you feel. Noticing, giving yourself something else. So the second step is going to be the thoughts that come up around it. Maybe it's the next time you have to pay your taxes, or maybe it's the next time you think about your money problem, or, it's not a problem, but whatever it is. So as soon as that thought comes up, and this is a similar practice, except it's going to be more auditory instead of visual, before the word even comes up, like, oh my God, I don't have enough, or maybe it's just a feeling like you get when you look at your bank account, I want you to immediately turn the volume down on that thought, like turn it down so far, like it doesn't even get like the second word. It's like, I don't have, and then it just turns down, like the volume just, it's on mute. You like visually see yourself turning it down, turning the volume down, turning it on mute, right? And then immediately I want you to switch to, I am good enough, I am successful, I am wealthy, I am safe. Whatever you want to say to yourself. I am wealthy, I am successful, I am safe. Right? And so the third step is to just practice. This whenever it comes up, and don't beat it to death, right? Like put it in your toolbox, remember it. In the morning, get into a good state. One thing that I started doing that I learned from Abraham Hicks is called the pillow practice. And basically this helps a lot, especially if there's something really heavy in your heart. Maybe you have a big deal coming through that you're stressed about, or you're closing on your home, or you're homeless and you need to find somewhere to live, whatever it is. The pillow technique is right when you wake up, make sure your thought immediately goes to focusing on the pillow that you're laying on. And that might sound kind of strange, and I started doing it and it was a little weird. But focus on the pillow. Focus on how the pillow feels. Start thinking more in depth about the pillow. Where is the pillow from? What color is the pillow? What kind of threading, if there's a design on it, if it's a throw pillow. Just think about the pillow, right? And so what this does is this gives us access to being at ease and feeling good, and not starting our day in stress or in worry, or what do I have to do? What do I have to do? What do I have to do? Because that energy isn't going to keep you in alignment. So that's another one of the secrets and the tricks to stay in alignment even when there's no proof. So there you have it. Those are the 3 steps into getting there. Now, the second part of the training that I want to share with you is thinking about the feelings, getting really crystal clear on the feelings. What's really interesting, and I'm going to try my best to explain this, is let's say you want a Range Rover, right? You think about the Range Rover, you visualize it. When you're driving in your own car, you pretend it's a Range Rover. You think about the smell of leather. You see the little Range Rover written across the steering wheel. You see Range Rovers everywhere you go now, because that's the car you're getting. You're going to get it. You're meant to drive it. And because that you have this vibration around this desire, and it's so strong, and you've been probably desiring it maybe for years, maybe for months, however long, it's out there in the vortex or the source or the universe or wherever. It's already a vibrational match for you, because you've been focusing on it so much. And that's just how it works, and you're going to have to trust that. So this was the part that took me a while to kind of get behind, because I was like, here's the part that we might get caught up on is, okay, yeah, when I think about it, I feel really great. But then what happens is I focus on the fact that I don't have enough money to make the down payment for it, or I start focusing on just the plain fact that I don't have the Range Rover yet, right? And so I want you to get back into that space of what it would be like to have the Range Rover and feel like you have it. And the whole point of this, and this was a big lesson for me that's still hard to learn because I'm very money motivated. I'm very into the whole like success, wealth, consciousness, like everything. And like having to be like, it's not really about money, having to completely let go of, it's really not fucking about that my soul and my experience here on this planet is not to obtain a bunch of things just so I feel better. It's not. Because when you get those things, it's not going to be enough. So, however, in the same sense, your desire, whatever it is you desire, in this physical world that we're in, you were put here to desire that, and you're already going to get it. And there's millions of dollars most likely in vibration coming towards you already. But what happens is we shift, even for a moment, to these thoughts of the proof that we don't have it yet. And so what that does is it just stops it from coming to us faster. And that's how the law of attraction works. So I was like, wait a second, you're telling me that I have to give up the thought that this is going to make me feel better and just feel good right now. And like the universe or whatever my head was telling me was like, yeah, like that is the whole point. The whole point of this experience is it's kind of like there's two ends of the spectrum. Is, I know Abraham Hicks calls it winks from the universe, but the power is in the beauty of being alive and just living a life is not getting everything you want right away. And you can get it very quickly when you realize it's not actually the thing that's going to bring you the joy, it's you. And when you realize that you are responsible and no one else is responsible and no one else can impact how you feel because you already got you. You already control your state. You're already going to be in love no matter if you're alone or not, right? Because we know that we find love and we attract love into our life when we're exuding that or vibrating at a love vibration. And sometimes we're vibrating at a codependent vibration and we attract that into our lives. I also believe that good people can attract good and bad things into our lives, but it's all about getting back into staying in alignment and getting back into alignment and looking back to the light so that you can deflect maybe that thing that wasn't healthy for you, or find courage to set a boundary or cut that out or choose again, whatever. But the whole thing is, the whole beauty of life is, yes, you have your thoughts can control what you manifest. And even if you consider yourself a positive and grateful person like I do, and I have strong beliefs about what I desire and what I want and what I deserve, double check. And I know, and maybe you practice this on the outside world, but double check with yourself. If someone were to look inside of your head and be with your thoughts 24/7, how would they rate you in terms of being in alignment with these things? How would they rate your vibration? So think about that, because the universe starts to work and starts to conspire at every thought that you have. At every thought, even if you don't speak it out loud. So check yourself on that and use these steps to just practice and just get better at it. And like I was saying, like our experience is to witness these little winks of the universe and bask in its magic and bask in its love. And you'll get all of those things because it's just impossible not to when you stay here. But you can't get there by skipping the part of knowing you don't need those things to feel these ways, right? So in terms of goals for your income or your business, you do have to act as if. You do at every single moment have to feel so good. And no matter what happens in your life, or at least get back to that and practice getting back to that quicker. by using these steps. Yeah. And so I think just taking it easy and taking a break and not doing anything and just practicing feeling good if you've been stressed is going to change your life. Because what it'll do is it'll allow inspiration, or whatever you want to call it, to come through to you. And you'll show up in ways that are going to be in alignment, that people are going to pay you for, and they won't be able to not. They won't help but want to give you their money or their time, or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest right now, right? And so the last thing that I want to leave you with in summary is kind of an exercise. And I want you to think about everything you ever manifested in your life before. And I want you to write it down. And just because there's not proof of what it is that you want now, just because your Range Rover isn't sitting out in your driveway, you can't measure at the wrong time. You can't measure or judge the universe early, especially if you've been in and out of alignment. So I want you to write a list of everything you manifested in your life and just look at it and know that it always is working. It's never not working. And we're supposed to have choices, and we're supposed to have free will, and we're supposed to see difference, because we would be bored as fuck if we didn't. If we were just like, oh, I want a Range Rover, here you go. Oh, I want a rose gold MacBook, there you go. Oh, I want to travel the world and work remotely, okay. We would be so bored. It would never be enough. So don't skip the step. Know that you also don't, and this is like really big for me because I was not taught this. Whatever you believe is going to be like what works. However, I was done living in my inbox. I was done hustling and pulling all-nighters. I was like, there has to be an easier way. There has to be a way to let it flow. And that first step in stepping back to what you know will work, but what doesn't feel good, allows you to show up in a way that's a lot easier. And because I believe that the universe will let me work this way and live this way and take care of me, then it will. And that's a sort of mystical, strange knowing, but it's true. It's totally true. And if I look back in the last 6 months of my life, it's totally true. I just trusted. And there's always work to be done. But know that whatever's true now isn't actually truth, because the only truth is complete alignment, complete abundance, complete desires being met, being reached. And your only job is to feel good now. Because when you start vibrating on that level of feeling good, about I got this, I know this, I love myself, I'm open, I'm ready now, give me what you got. If not this, then I know you'll give me something better. And so anytime that I catch myself in that stressed or that worried or that panic or that fuck, this is hard, I don't want to do this, you can choose a different thought. You can be like, oh no, it's already happening. It's totally fine. It's coming. I don't have to do anything. I'm going to be led to know what to do, but I can chill out for right now, because the way that my reality looks right now isn't how it's going to look in a year. But if I try to force and manipulate or control, then it's not going to even feel good once you get it, right? So I hope this served you, and I hope this helps, and I hope this made sense. And if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. I'm offering one-on-one coaching, and I have a limited space available, or I have a limited space available for my one-on-one clients to work with me in 2018. I work with women who view their business as spiritual, who don't like setting goals, but would rather get crystal clear on their desires, big picture, what they want their life to look and feel like, And that can include details and dates as well. But it's more of a spiritual approach to how you control your thinking, or how you get into alignment, vibration, how you stay there, how you deal with blocks and limiting beliefs that come up, which is so fun. And it just really helps you evolve and move forward and get what you want and help you make more money and become more profitable. And whatever it is you want, I will help you feel good. So yeah, I have one-on-one coaching packages. I also offer a 2-hour intensive VIP overview of your life or your business. So that's $177. If you want to book that, I have 5 more spaces left in that until the end of December. But if you want to get in on my early bird pricing for my coaching program, then you need to sign up before the 29th. I will link below. I don't know how it'll look, but somewhere on this page that you will have landed on, there will be information on how to purchase that. So the one-on-one coaching is $333. You get unlimited text support, voice message support from me for whatever it is that your goals are in your business, your life, your love life, whatever. And then there's a payment plan option available for that. And if you want to go ahead and dive in and do the 6 months and just fucking go with this and roll with it and like go big and go hard, I have a 6-month option that's $2,000 exactly. If you want to do the biweekly payment plan, it's a little bit over $2,000. I think the payments end up being like $190 per every 2 weeks. So whatever you feel called to do, one of those 3 options, let me know. I would be so overjoyed to work with you and help you get to where you want to be and help you learn more about manifesting. And yeah, I wish you all a happy holiday, and I love you all so much, and I will see you soon.